Hey everyone, this is Solomon SK for Whiskey and RPGs, and thank you for tuning in. Today's a new week, so that means a new drink of the week as well. And so today's brand, and by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these whiskeys that I show. They're just whiskeys that have some sort of personal meaning to me, or something, or something that I really like. So today is going to be Billet Bourbon, and the reason why I chose this brand today is because one of my really good friends that I made back in college, that's his favorite brand, and he ended up enlisting a number of years ago, and he's now a full-fledged Special Forces Army Green Beret. And so I guess there's two toasts. One to my friend, whose name I can't say because he's doing a lot of classified stuff. So I'm going to call him Nugget. The last thing you want to do to somebody who could probably kill you 50 different ways is to call him a nugget. But he was my friend much longer than he's been a Green Beret, so I'm gonna give myself a pass for that one. But cheers to or toast to him, and toast to everybody in our armed forces. As a Korean American, I have definitely an appreciation for the United States, especially during the Korean War, because they are the ones, along with the allies such as Australia, France, the UK, and even Ethiopia, sent in their troops to fight for a country they probably never even heard of. So I literally owe my existence to them. Thank you everybody who keep us safe, and again, cheers to my friend Nugget, and cheers to those people who protect us. Anyways, guys, we got a lot to cover today, and if you have your glasses with me, that's great. Let's go hang out. But if you don't like to drink, hey, water's fine too. Anything works. We're all here to have fun, and if you want to come out, hang out, and go over the news with me, you're more than welcome to do so. So, cheers, guys. Alright, so the first bit of news, just real quick, I wanted to bring up the Code Vein game, and this is brought to you by Gematsu.com. Code Vein sales top at 1 million. And the reason why I bring this up is a little slight jab at EA, because they said that single player RPGs or campaigns are dead. But I'd beg to differ. In games such as this, I would say prove otherwise. But you don't really have to look that far. I mean, EA also published Star Wars The Fallen Order, which by all accounts did tremendously well, and again also goes against what they claimed earlier. So yeah, there you have it. This next one comes from MMORPG.com. Guild Wars 2 content update outlines 2020 goals. ArenaNet content design lead for Guild Wars 2, Andrew Gray, previewed what the team is building towards in 2020 in a new forum post. The update starts by discussing a living world, specifically visions of the past. Gray promises more details at PAX East on this. He also discusses his desire for maps to become more permanent part of gameplay, in addition to revising some of the content types from the past after they roll out episode 4. He touches on fractals and apologized for the team's silence. I am personally committed to fractals and seeing them as an area that deserves more focus and attention going forward. I'm happy to announce that Cameron Rich, who worked on fractals during season 3, will be taking on the reins on a new fractal as he rolls off his current duties. That is why am I getting an ad for this? That is so freaking disgusting.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Okay, now it changed. But that was so gross. Like, what? Did I look up earwaxing before? Is that why? I mean, it's on incognito mode, so I mean, oh, man, that is, come on. Anyways, so yeah, they're if you want to, jeez, come on. I haven't, like, man, Guild Wars, the original Guild Wars was a game that I sunk many hours into, which probably started my interest in MMOs in the first place, although many would argue the first Guild Wars isn't an MMO. which they do have a valid point, but I guess my love for online RPGs. And yeah, I really tried to get into Guild Wars 2, but I just couldn't do it. I just can't. Ugh, sorry to say. Warframe. Okay, so I briefly want to touch upon this because I've been seeing this news article a lot lately. I've never played. Man, why can't I talk? I never played Warframe, but I know it's an immensely popular game and a lot of people are into it. But just to give you an idea of what they're talking about, they're releasing new content for it. Warframe previews the first improvements to Kuva liches and updates to pets or likes. I don't know how to pronounce that. So I'm not gonna try to, blow hot air up your, and pretend to know what I'm talking about because I clearly don't. But just know that they are working on updates for the game if you're interested. So yeah. All right. So the next update, this one's really exciting. This one is really exciting. Blue Protocol Alpha NDA non-disclosure agreement drops while Bandai Namco seeks a localization manager. So if you don't know what Blue Protocol is, it's supposed to be an anime MMORPG. And this one's really exciting because we really don't have much, if at all, of any of those. So, and it's really interesting too because this one's coming out of Japan, whereas a lot of the MMOs seem to be solely coming from mainly from South Korea or China, sometimes Europe, sometimes the US, but not very many. So for those hoping Blue Protocol, the anime-styled action MMORPG from Bandai Namco, would come westward, a new report via Reddit suggests that they could very well be in the works. Thanks to Redditor Fira_BD, Bandai Namco is searching for an English localization manager, providing some hope that Bandai might be changing their mind on plans to bring Blue Protocol to the West. Additionally, the listing hints a full English voiceover. While we haven't seen much since the character creation reveal last year, the alpha for Blue Protocol has been lifted. I think they made the alpha NDA, resulting in a new slew of new videos for those interested to check out. We've embedded a few of them in this post, and yeah, that looks really interesting. So these videos don't belong to me. They're from other YouTubers, and I don't have their permission to play it. And also, I've also noticed that Bandai Namco will claim your videos if you play their trailers, which is fine. I mean, I don't make any money on my channel, so yeah, I'm not going to be playing any of their stuff just because I know what's probably going to happen if I do play any of their content, but just be on the lookout for that. There's another article again from Massively Overpowered, but I think they touch upon the same, yeah, according to Redditor, so they probably are going to cover more or less the same thing, saying that there might be some hope for a Western release for Blue Protocol, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I know I said before that I've been sort of iffy about toon shading graphics, but when it comes to the anime aesthetic, I think it fits very well, and yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So I saw this and I thought, man, I gotta cover this. Look at that. You see a big robot hovering over just a wreck of a city, and that instantly reminded me of Armored Core. And oh man, I don't know what this is, but it looks awesome. I don't know how to pronounce it. Daemon X Machina, coming to PC on February 13th. I think that's like Daemon. So Daemon X Machina, which first launched for Switch in September 2019. See, I didn't even know that. Is coming to PC via Steam on February 13th. Publisher Xseed game announced. Xseed. I know I've seen that name before. I think they were a Korean company, but don't quote me on that. It is currently available for pre-purchase with a 20% discount off its standard price of $59.99, which will be reduced to a 10% off discount. Okay, we already covered. All copies purchased during the pre-purchase period or during the first month released will include exclusive bonuses such as an arsenal mech, character outer suits, and a weapon set. The prototype arsenal set, which contains prototype arsenal mech and prototype plugin outfit, so you're going to get a bunch of add-ons. The PC version of Daemon X Machina adds visual upgrades, customization options, and support for gamepads as well as the keyboard and mouse. We have to check this out then. let's get started. Dang. Okay, wow, that's a huge mech. That's also a huge mech. So it looks like you got some aerial combat as well, which is really cool. Coming to stream, wow, Steam. Oh yeah, that's definitely very Armored Core-esque. It also looks like it's in toon shading. Huh. It's like an anime robot toon shading game, or toon shaded game. Dang, that's a huge mech though. Holy crap. You got some aerial combat, which is really cool. And you actually have a character you could design, which Armored Core didn't have. Personalizing it, maybe? Dang, look at those mechs! It also has PvP. Oh, you get salvage enemies! That's cool. That's very, that's something you see from MechWarrior a lot. You know, it's all about salvage. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Oh, I'm excited now. Coming February 13th. I might have to do a first impressions on this game, cause oh man, like I said, you know, as somebody who's really into mechs, you don't really get to see these a lot. So, all right. So the next bit of news comes from ArcheAge, and Ark Age Unchained offering free gifts to players till February 13th. So I've really been meaning to get into this game. I bought a pre-order and everything, but for whatever reason I never really got into it. I really want to though, and I'll give it another chance, or third or fourth if necessary. And I really want to like this game because I really am interested in sandbox MMOs. But for whatever reason, this game, like even looking at the comments, you know, there's just not a whole lot of positive feedback, unfortunately, right? But I don't know. I still feel like this game could have lots of potential. But for those of you who are still playing Ark Age Unchained, you know, you still got some goodies up until February 13th. So they look like, I'm probably guessing they're login rewards from now until February 13th in Ark Age Unchained. Be sure to pick up your pots and go for a ride with these precious gifts to help you progress faster, give you that boost you need to introduce you to exciting new items or items you may have not seen before. All this from us to you with a different rotating system. Yeah, so just a quick tidbit of that. This next one comes from Gematsu.com, and it is an RPG called Hellpoint. Launches April 16th. Souls-like science fiction action RPG gets a release date. Ooh, so Dark Souls with sci-fi, huh? Souls-like science fiction action RPG Hellpoint will launch for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, and Mac, and Linux via Steam on April 16th. Publisher Tiny Build, the developer Cradle Games announced. I have never heard of this game before, but if it plays anything like Dark Souls, maybe it could be worth looking into. Anyways, I don't know anything about this game, so let's go ahead and look into the announcement trailer. Lots of horror. Ugh, I don't know if I don't really do too well when it comes to horror games, but it looks a little crude, I will admit. It doesn't look as it doesn't really look as polished as Dark Souls. Maybe this is a older game or a smaller studio. Oh wow. That is oh. That is brutal. But then again, so is Dark Souls, so... Oh, there you go. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. If you're into if you're into horror games and you like Dark Souls, this game might be something right up your alley. Definitely not mine. So the next bit of news comes from MMORPG.com, and this is about Fallout 76 Wastelanders update. I kind of covered this before. They're gonna have 2 factions that you could join and build reputation for, but let's dive into it, shall we? Bethesda's delayed Wastelanders update, meant to add NPCs to Fallout 76, will launch on April 7th, coinciding with the Steam release of the game. Oh, see, I didn't know that. So Steam is finally going to be able to pick up this game. But there's a catch. There's always a catch, right? There's always a catch. First, here's some information on Wastelanders. The update will be free regardless of all Fallout 76 players. Bethesda is offering faction-themed content bundles if you're interested. So, man, there's a lot that you could, go off of. I won't be getting into it too much just because, the time constraints of this video. But, yeah, if you want to check it out, definitely head over to Fallout 76 Wastelanders or just check them out at MMORPG.com. But I see the word camp a lot, so it's probably going to be very settlement featured, settlement mechanic-wise heavy, if that's a word or a phrase. So what's the catch? April 7th also marks the release of the game on Steam. However, none of your previously purchased items for Fallout First membership balance will be transferable between Bethesda.net and Steam. This means you'll have to spend more money to buy items for Fallout First subscription. Items earned or items earned specific to a single platform. Oh, items earned are specific to a single platform. If you purchased anything with those items, however, those items will be shared across Bethesda.net and Steam. Learn here for more. Okay. So yeah, it looks like... that's not really too surprising. I think a lot of games does that. For example, when I play Black Desert Online, I would love to play for the Steam version. I really do, but I can't because... when Black Desert first came out, it wasn't available for Steam, and then after like a year or so later it became available, but those are 2 completely different programs. So I thought if I had an account for Black Desert Online outside of Steam, I'd be able to use it for Steam, but that's not the case. And I know other games aren't as strict. I think Terra, it doesn't matter if you made an account outside or within Steam, you're able to use it within Steam. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's how it worked. So yeah, if you're a Fallout 76 fan, definitely got lots to look forward to, and the fact that they're adding NPCs should definitely help with the immersion of the game, which should be really cool. Okay, so I definitely had to check out this game. As earlier you saw how excited I was when I saw a mech, and there's another mech, although it is for the mobile. Still a mech game regardless. Final Gear. Quick look at new mobile mecha RPG recently updated in Taiwan. Okay, so it's for Taiwan, so very anime-like. From the get-go, as you see there. So Final Gear is actually an indie mobile game developed in China, but I missed its initial domestic launch. Hence, when the game recently opened up for the Taiwanese market by local publisher Como Game, I jumped in for a quick tryout. Final Gear is all about the mechas and its many anime-style female writers. Of course, it's a waifu collecting game. I should have known better, but I feel like there's much more to it. Players can actually change all parts of the mecha and thus replace how it looks in its playstyle. Yeah, all female. The mechs. Just from this screenshot here, it does look pretty cool, but. I guess I wouldn't really be able to test it out even if I wanted to, because it's just a Taiwanese only thing. But anyways, I just want to quickly cover that. Will I do a first impressions? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know how you guys think. This next one comes from Gematsu.com. Hero Must Die. Again launch it. Or wait, is that the Hero Must Die period again? That's the title? Huh. That's kind of confusing. Because then you thought it launches twice. Hero Must Die. So it launched twice. Is that what it is? But I think that's the entire name of the game. Hero Must Die. Period. Again. Launches February 26th for PS4 and PC. February 27th for Switch. I have no idea what this game is, but it is an RPG. No way, it says fantasy anti-RPG gets a release date. I don't understand that. Hero Must Die again will launch for the PlayStation 4 and PC via Steam on February 26th and for Switch on February 27th. Publisher Degika Games announced. I don't know. It will support English and Japanese language options. Here's an overview of the game. You are a hero. Your last memory is fighting for the demon guy. Okay, but why did they put in fantasy anti-RPG where the hero starts at its strongest and grows weaker as time passes? Oh, wow, that's an interesting concept. Wow. That's what I meant by anti-RPG. I might have to check this out. That actually sounds like a really cool concept. Over 50 different funeral endings. Wow, 50 different endings depending on what the hero accomplished. 8 unique heroines to woo. Okay, so there's gonna be romance with their own personalities and motivations. Visit the world you have just saved and resolve remaining problems to lead to the best possible future. That actually sounds really interesting. I am super interested in this game now. I mean, it's very anime-like. I mean, what more can you you know? Maybe even at a certain point, maybe it's even like a waifu collector, but that's an interesting concept. That's an interesting concept. So I'm definitely gonna have to check. Or dang it, I X'd it out. I'll definitely have to check that out. An anti-RPG game. That sounds awesome. So here's another game. Book of Travels planned a beta for late spring, early access on October. I wanted to cover this game because I've never heard of it, and I love, hearing about new games that I don't know about and just seeing what's out there. So this one comes from Massively Overpowered. We had 2 games tied for our most anticipated award in 2019, but since one of them was demoted to merely multiplayer with offline components last week, that means there's much more pressure on the other. Book of Travels. It was last year's big Kickstarter hit for the MMO genre, as Swedish studio Might and Delight of Metal Frame raked in over $260,000, and even so in its oddity, with a focus on hand-painted fairy tale landscapes, claiming sandboxy gameplay and an anti-toxic roleplay focused narrative. This is not your average hack and slash clone. Now at the top of the year, Might and Magic has laid out its development plans for the game in 2020, which is characterizes as the last leg of the project. Apparently we're looking at beta in May and June, with early access hitting in October. Oh, interesting. Okay. So everything's hand painted. I wonder if there's any video on this. All right, so this is their Book of Travels announcement trailer. So let's dive into it. Become part of a new world online. It does look pretty amazing. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by that. The aesthetics are a little weird, I must admit. I mean, look at that tiny head on that big body, right? But it still looks gorgeous. Very stylized, obviously. Uh-oh. Travel the land and roleplay. Wow, all this is hand-painted, huh? Oh, you got trains. Okay, so there's some technology. I don't know if this is like supposed to be an alternate reality fantasy world, but maybe steampunk or something? I don't know. Wow, look at the smoke on that. All right, I'm actually impressed. That's actually a pretty cool trailer. So yeah, I mean, they might be really focusing on the role-playing aspect of the game. I'd like to see what anti-toxic roleplay would entail. Like how would they police that? I'd be really interesting how that would be implemented. But I'm actually intrigued. I'd still say it's not really my cup of tea, but I think it's definitely worth checking out. And who knows? Maybe I might be pleasantly surprised and end up being my main game or something. You know, so I'm definitely open to that. So yeah, again, Book of Travels plans for beta late spring, early access October. So definitely on my radar now. And this next one comes from massivelyop.com, and this is industry news. Hi-Rez Studios spins off another new studio, Prophecy Games. We've all been a bit fixated on other studio breakup antics, but this time to give a tip of the hat to Hi-Rez Studios, which is even more accurately named now it has broken off a new studio in the form of Prophecy Games. This new studio is focused on top-down strategy games and is overseen by Erez Gorin, hope I'm saying that right, who is also the majority owner and founder of Hi-Rez Studios and retains that position even as he serves as the CEO of Prophecy Games. Hi-Rez Studios made a notable splash back when it recognized its games under specific studios dedicated to those games back in 2018 with Paladins, Realm Royale, and Smite, all operating under the same banners while remaining under the overall Hi-Rez umbrella. We got some clarity for the split during the game company's convention in 2018. Well, I didn't even know Hi-Rez had their own gaming convention, but it has subsequently been some time without any more changes to the status quo. So Hi-Rez splintered off, broken off a new studio. So they formed a new studio called Prophecy Games, and they will focus on top-down strategy games. So I'm thinking, like, so are they going to make something like similar to Warcraft or Starcraft? Age of Empires? Is that what they're doing? Or Command and Conquer, even? Those type of games. But those are RTSs, real-time strategy. So I don't know. Maybe it could even be something like a castle defense game, like another League of Legends or something, or I don't know. I mean, I think that's what Smite was, right? So I don't know. Oh no. Actually, I take that back. Smite was, I think, a battle royale, but in third person. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that game. But anyways, industry news. Just real quick, some Black Story. Wow. I need a drink. Black Desert details Kunoichi ahead of console launch. Mobile gets Field of Valor update. So if you play Black Desert Online on the consoles, you're getting the Kunoichi update. She's a really cool class. I do enjoy her, but it's not really my playstyle, unfortunately. But I think it's really cool that she has that round, as you see there, that round weapon that she swings around. For lack of a better word, like a hula hoop, I guess. Even though it's more than that. Anyways. Black Desert is busy, whether it's launching new classes for its console versions or updating its hugely popular mobile game. The team behind the MMORPG posted a GM note on the Black Desert website detailing the Kunoichi, which is coming to the Xbox One February 5th, while the PlayStation fans will be waiting a day for February 6th. So there you go. And also, if you play the mobile game, it looks like they're doing some sort of an event called Field of Valor. For a limited time, this update is a battlefield where adventurers can take part in 30-minute long battles against a bevy of monsters. Maybe it's a horde mode or something. By spending tokens to gain access to the Field of Valor, rewards can be earned through defeating enemies. So there you go. You got a couple new updates from the umbrella of Black Desert. Again, I don't really play Grand Theft Auto Online. It's been years since I touched that game, but if you are, PSA, Grand Theft Auto Online is handing out $2 million in in-game cash for the next 2 weeks. So if it's something you want to hop back in, you now have an incentive, and you'll get $2 million out of it. I know it's weird that this game, not weird, but it's interesting that this game is super strong, going in, raking in millions if not billions for Rockstar, and good kudos to them. They made it a really amazing game, and as somebody who enjoys story, I get why they're not making story content like they used to, but I can't blame them for that, because they still make tremendous content for their online counterparts. So if you're into Grand Theft Auto Online, this is your chance to jump back in, and if you're already playing it, hey, you'll get $2 million in-game cash. So it looks like we finally got a little bit more news for Magic Legends, and this comes from MMORPG.com. Magic Legends details Geomancer gameplay in a new dev blog. A new dev blog has outlined the design behind the Geomancer in Magic Legends. The post started by outlining 3 key questions the team asked before designing the class. Which colors do they wish to capture? What kind of gameplay experience do they want? And which existing planeswalker capture the power fantasy that they're trying to deliver players? This team wanted a melee character for red mana, which led them to Koth from the Mirrodin expansion. Probably butchering that, I apologize, as a starting point. The visual language, they said, was key in delivering the aggression that they were looking for. Gameplay was centered around gameplay was centered around accessible power. With this, the shield mechanic was born. Shield is generated passively when the Geomancer is engaged in combat, and actively when they cast certain spells or utilize class abilities. The player then has the choice to unleash the shield to boost their outgoing damage or keep it built up to mitigate incoming damage. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, looks like they're giving out little tidbits in here and some of their ongoing processes and progress rather for Magic Legends, and I'm definitely looking forward to this one for sure. So this is just going to be a quick tidbit because I no longer play Elder Scrolls Online. So again, rather than trying to pretend I know what the hell I'm talking about, I'll just let you guys know that ZeniMax says Update 25 includes planned performance upgrades for Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online has been another moment to check in with performance update details, and it looks like almost everything is on track to arrive as promised back in the November update. It looks like they actually do have some sort of roadmap according to their Twitter thing right here. So yeah, so if you're interested in ESO, I know it's a very immensely popular MMO right now, and kudos to them. They deserve every single bit of success. But as for me, I still have my old account, but I don't even remember the password or anything like that. That's not to say that I didn't enjoy my time there, but I think it's a little too late for me. Although never say never, right? So again, if you're an ESO fan, definitely check out some of the updates that they are going to come out with, including graphical enhancements. All right, so the next bit of news, Cyberpunk 2077. So, I mean, not a huge, I mean, okay. So there's a few things that I actually learned from this article that I didn't know. Still grumpy about Cyberpunk's 2077 delay from April to September. I mean, everybody knew that. Even grumpier about the revelation that multiplayer, the thing we cared about around here, has now been pushed off until more like 2022. See, that I didn't know. I thought it would be in just one package, but I guess they're going to release those two in separate dates. Keep on being grumpy. There's nothing in this article that will make you less grumpy, but it might make you more intrigued. So I think that just pretty much sums up the article. It's just saying what they're doing in terms of the development, why they need more time and stuff like that. So I'm still really looking forward to this game. I know a lot of people are. So yeah, we'll move on from there. Okay, and another business news, and this comes from MMORPG.com. Bioware veterans from Archetype Entertainment to create sci-fi RPG. Interesting. This could be pretty exciting. A group of former Bioware devs have started a new studio in Austin, Texas to build a sci-fi RPG. The studio, called Archetype Entertainment, is headed up by James Olin, and Chad Robertson. Their focus now, it seems, is to build a multi-platform RPG set in a new sci-fi universe. Okay. At Archetype, we believe there will always be a place for story-driven role-playing games that put the player at the center of an epic personal narrative with impactful choices. That's awesome. I feel like that's what Mass Effect was, right? We are building games that represent the diversity of our audience. We also believe that the game studios should empower top developers and challenge them with ambitious projects that are shaped by strong, clearly communicated creative vision. That sounds good. That sounds good, but you know, what people say and what they want and what they actually do are two different things, right? But they're currently hiring as well, looking for the following positions: art director, lead character artist, lead environmental artist. So a bunch of artists, bunch of engineers, bunch of animators. So this could be potentially awesome. Like if they, yeah, I mean, I know BioWare's been pretty lackluster these past few years, but you know, having the name BioWare in the resumes of some of the people who founded this company, that could add a lot of potential, and we'll see what kind of games they create. You know, if it's sci-fi, I'm even more excited about that, so be on the lookout for them. So that wraps it up for today's MMO and RPG news. And if you made it this far with me with your drink, I do appreciate it, man. Those retention times definitely do help with the algorithm. So if you stuck around this entire time and just hung out and just drank with me and covered the news, I do appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you guys have a safe week, and I'll be back in a few days with more news. So until then, have a good night, have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.